thank everybody for tuning into a special edition of Steel City Sports World. I'm your host, Luther Dupree. I have Claudia Rosano, the Hall of Famer, Smoking Jim, the Hall of Famer with a retired jersey in the strip club near you in Pittsburgh. Hey, listen, a lot of stuff to talk about, but we're going to get started with our Steel City news. Claudia, what do you have for us?
All right. Kenny Pickett. Calm down, everybody. Calm down. You know, after the game Sunday, and on my way to the studio here today, and you guys will appreciate this, especially you. What did they used to call Favre? Besides some things they're calling him now, yeah. Favre, Bradshaw, Big Ben, Kenny Stabler, Namath, Marino. What do they call him? Gunslinger. Yes, wait a minute. Gunslinger, and what was the other one? I have it written down here. Riverboat Gambler. Yeah. But and Pickett has that mentality of a gunslinger and a riverboat gambler. But the thing he doesn't have that those guys had was a rifle arm. Double coverage, those guys would throw a seed right in the middle. Pickett has that mentality, but he doesn't have the right arm. Years ago, there was a middleweight fighter, I believe he was champ, Vito Antuofermo. His thing was, I would get 3 punches so I can land one. Yeah, that's great. But he didn't have a haymaker, one big punch. So he used to get the hell knocked out of him. Pickett has the mentality, but he doesn't have that arm. That's what the Freiermuth play was. He tried to make something crazy happen, but it didn't work. I think you're going to see a lot of that. I said that from the beginning. He does not have the arm to have that kind of a game. He's going to be a nice quarterback. I don't think he was the #1 draft pick material, especially for the Steelers. I think he's just the same as Trubisky. Trubisky has a stronger arm. Okay, Trubisky has a stronger arm.
Well, all I know is he has a stronger arm.
Trubisky? Yeah.
Well, I just know Kenny Pickett at least made it to the end zone when he threw a Hail Mary.
He did. I don't know if Trubisky could do it. Okay, Trubisky was the #2 round draft pick. Here's Trubisky, here's Pickett. Maybe, what do they call it? 6 of one, half dozen of the other.
Claudia,
it ain't that much. If Kenny Pickett went to Colorado or USC or Nebraska, people say, whatever. He went to Pitt. Kenny, he's got the hair. He's Kenny. He's Kenny. Relax. He's going to be an all-right quarterback. I still say you're going to wish Ben was back. Even old Ben who couldn't.
Not old Ben.
Good. Old Ben, young Ben, old Ben. Pickett will be all right, but I don't see him being what everybody. Your ankle hurts. Kenny's going to start. You'll be all right. The Dow's going down. Don't worry. Kenny's starting quarterback. It'll go up. Every damn thing's going to be good because of Kenny. Relax. Sorry, Jim.
All right. Before we do this, the words you're about to hear reflect Jim's thinking and reflect mine, Claudia, or anybody else you're going to hear on the show today. Smoking Jim, the floor is all yours.
Nia Long, I would never cheat on you. Hey, we got to do a Dino Tomlin update. 4 games, 0 stats. He's the gunner on Chevsky at Boston College. Hey, listen,
Jim.
I told everybody that Tom Brady should never move Antonio Brown into his house. Antonio Brown didn't only get butt naked in Saudi Arabia. He said he got butt naked in front of Giselle. Pittsburgh Steelers fans, you're booing Trubisky, like he was part of a welfare fraud. He's just not a good quarterback. There's no crime in that. The real fraud is Matt Canada. He got fired from every job he ever had. He got fired from Northern Illinois, Indiana, Wisconsin, NC State, LSU, Maryland. He's never been in the NFL. He's never been offensive coordinator in the NFL. Oh, Canada! How'd you get that job? You must have got hired in July because July is White History Month. I'm not here to hate.
What?
I'm just shooting straight. Pittsburgh Steelers don't want to be great. They just want to be 8-8.
And one.
Got to change it up, Jim. Listen, man, I want to start it off with my man Kelly. You deserve credit. I got to go out to Kent State. Dante Seavis out of Penn Hills. Yes. Listen, those guys, him and his partner, an FBS record. He had 246. His other wide receiver partner, Marquez Cooper, had 240. First time in NCAA history. He's looking to go pro out of Penn Hills. Very glad for him. Related to Bruce as well, so hopefully we'll get him on the show pretty soon. Great job. Now, some sad news. Malika Andrews. ESPN is dropping the ball with her. I want to leave her picture on her. You think she's nice, but she is a toxic female. All she does is throw dirt around. She's like Smoking Jill. But listen, she needs fired. You know, we have this whole M.A. Aduka, or I call him Ustroka, situation with Boston College. All the guy said was he should be held accountable, but who's the female? If they're both breaking the rules, why can't both of them? And she went on Stephen A. Smith and said he's blaming women. No, he's blaming that woman who cheated with that man, Ustroka. Both of those guys, both of their names should have been out in the public or keep it hush-hush. Why was this made to be out? You know, we saw her and her sister, both of there. She was just lying on Steph Curry and said when they played the Memphis Grizzlies, what did Steph Curry say to her? We're going to whoop that trick. That was the Memphis Grizzlies song. He never said it. She made that up. Wow. And it came out, these are two toxic females that are just spreading all kind of dirt. And they love, and that's the problem. People like Smoking Jim. We rode with her once Rachel Nichols came out with her tape. And her and Maria Taylor. We wanted her to get the job, but she's worse. She's worse than Rachel Nichols because she's out here, black men are dying, and she's talking about rumors of crimes they may have done. It's disgusting. Joe Mazzillo gets the Boston Celtics job. She goes back to West Virginia, a charge he was never charged with, and brings that up. It had no knowledge. It had nothing to do with the job. Please get rid of her. You know, I don't like her. I don't know what ESPN is doing on here, but I don't like how they're bringing up all the past records of especially of these athletes, but especially black athletes. And she's doing it. It's disgusting. I used to like her. Now I hate when she's on the screen. I can't even stand
Barnes
her.
and Kendra Perkins talking about a foul, and she was like, and
yeah.
they said, how were you when you dunked? 13.
I love the way they shut her down. She needed to be shut down.
What they do?
Well, they said, in other words, basically, did you ever slam dunk? So they went up for a dunk, and I forgot who the player was. They said
it was an intentional foul. She said, "You don't know what he was thinking,"
right.
And they shut her down in the best way possible.
Very nice way.
You know, he said, and I don't like the way she shut down Kendrick Perkins.
Right.
He played for Boston. He has all the information, and she shut him down and said, Kendrick, like she's some teacher. Get rid of her. She's a disgusting animal to have on there. I don't want to see her again. That's how I feel. Get rid of her.
That's the way I see it.
That's the way I see it. I've been hanging around Ralph too much. Right. Get rid of her, but.
Can I ask one question? Number one, I like her. Number two.
Of course you would. Of course you would.
Number two.
But she's not going to be a Steel City Beauty.
Was she right about the interim coach? He did have that.
He did have to do
it. Listen, he was never charged.
Right.
He was never charged for that domestic situation.
He sure did community service.
He wasn't charged for it.
Well,
he wasn't charged for it. Why bring that up?
Why are you picking up
all I know, when she reported on Luke Walton getting an assistant coach with Cleveland, she didn't bring up his charge.
Maybe it was sealed.
Yeah, where did Mazzillo go to school? West Virginia?
Yeah, he went to West Virginia.
Wheeling?
In Wheeling.
All right, go ahead.
Hey, listen, let's get to the phone lines. Number to call, 412-231-2288. Call us, say your name, where you're calling from. Do we have a caller on the line?
Guys, it's Sean.
Sean, Sean.
Happy birthday,
Happy birthday, Sean.
Thank you. 444. Thank you very much, guys. Thank you very much.
You and your brother.
Yes, you and your brother.
Yes, sir. Yes.
First birthday without our mom. She brought me some money yesterday, so thank you, Mom, for bringing me some money yesterday. I'm not going to touch on the Boston thing because Luther, Smoking, y'all know, someone from Pittsburgh. They work in an organization. Only thing I'll say is Boston Celtics threw some of the black women under the bus in regard to that because they should have came out immediately and said, no. Like somebody said, they took some bullets on that one, and it's a shame what they did. I'm not going to go any further in it, but
they should have kept it in house. They should have kept it in house, or let the people who are involved know.
This is what I'm going to say about that. Boston Celtics Public Relations Department is full of. I'm not going to cuss. I'll just leave it at that.
Hey, you said enough.
They should have protected them women that weren't involved in it.
Exactly.
And, if you're a minority woman, do you want to work for that organization? you know, that's all I'm going to say about
Well,
that.
a lot of players don't want to play for that organization. Anthony Davis said he didn't want to play in Boston. There's a lot of players who don't even want to play in Boston.
Well, they got the best team in basketball. So
Says who? Golden State said otherwise.
Second best.
Yeah. One thing I'll say, Pitt will Pitt. They proved it again.
Georgia Tech had no coach, anything, and they go in there and beat Pitt in their house. Wow.
Well, I know one of the coaches on the coaching staff for Georgia Tech. Let's just say they were motivated by being the homecoming game.
Okay.
And I'll leave it at that.
Yeah. Some great players went to the Hall of Fame at that game.
Sean, I'm surprised you're waiting. The number one team in the state, the number one scoring team in the state, Hempfield brought Gateway in for their homecoming, and 64-0 later, they enjoyed their homecoming queen.
Hold on, what happened?
Gateway beat Hempfield at their homecoming. Hempfield was number one in the state, 64-0.
Well,
that's a disrespect.
After they just got beat by Franklin Regional.
Like Sean said, that's disrespect. You want to bring Gateway in for your homecoming?
Let's see what Gateway does in the championship. We'll see what happens.
Well, I want to say this. Don't worry about the rankings because from what I'm hearing, the Post-Gazette has not ranked Westinghouse all year, but some publications got Westinghouse the number one team in the state.
Yeah,
so
that's more biased by the Post-Gazette. What else is new?
Just let you play do the talking. Last thing I'll say about the Steelers is that it seems like ever since Ben got injured in 2019, this team is snake bent with quarterbacks. It's like 2020 was an aberration when they went 11-0, and I just don't know. I just think that I know Pickett, they got him in there, but the offense, the weird thing is the offensive line is doing okay. They could do a lot better, but they're doing fine.
They're average. Yeah.
But
Dan Moore gets an F for every game, but the other guys are doing average. He's just getting bullied, knocked on his back.
Bad penalties.
You know, bad penalties. You got to watch your back with him over there.
But they just got to find some type of consistency. I just don't like Canada as the offensive coordinator. But I will say this. I see why Claypool and Pickens went in second round. Now, Pickens showed more last game. Claypool, it's like he doesn't go for the ball. Pickens, it seems like if the ball isn't coming his way, he has an attitude all the time. I just think they just need to play through whatever issues they got. Just play through it. Because if you don't do good here, you'll get picked up by another team. Heck, who would ever thought Juju would be with the Chiefs?
Good point.
Juju ain't
and
doing
he was
nothing
an
with the
MVP
Chiefs.
here one year.
That's true.
So,
Juju's having a
Hey, Sean,
tough
real quick,
year.
you mentioned the Chiefs. If you watched the game the other night, and the Chiefs don't have to do this, they do some cute is the wrong word, but some real tricky plays. They were down at the red zone, and Mahomes is calling. All of a sudden, the tight end gets the ball, and he sneaks in. The Steelers don't do anything, but Canada was supposed to do the jet sweep and all these crazy
he does
things.
the jet sweep, but that's all he does.
That's all he does. And the Chiefs don't have to do that. So where's all this dynamic, new age play calling Canada's supposed to bring to the table? As Jim mentioned, he's been fired everywhere he goes.
Not at
so
Pitt.
let's hire him.
He didn't get fired at Pitt.
But Narduzzi wasn't crazy about him.
That's only.
He got a promotion once he left Pitt.
What I'll say about that is this: the Steelers kind of got hurt. Whoever's the receiver they got from Memphis that got injured.
He's coming back
yet.
Austin, he comes back this week.
Okay, well,
Austin the third, Kelvin Austin the third.
They got to play Gunner instead of him. Gunner cost on a Patriots game, and like you just said, a sweep. Why is Gunner on the field running a sweep?
Yeah, I didn't get it. He hasn't added much at all.
Hey, Sean, can I ask you a question?
Yes.
I think no matter what people think about Trubisky or Pickett, I think this is a bad move on Coach Tomlin to start him this week. I would have went back to Trubisky for one simple reason. Trubisky was in Buffalo last year for the year. He understands the personnel, the play calls. He understands the environment. You can get your quarterback killed The three loudest stadiums, in my opinion, in the NFL is Buffalo, Seattle, and Kansas City. Now you got a rookie quarterback in there with a suspect offensive line, and now you got the loudest stadium in the National Football League with the best team in the National Football League. I wouldn't be surprised. I wouldn't be surprised if Pickett gets hurt. Kenny Pickett gets hurt this year.
I don't even put that out there. Listen.
I said I wouldn't be surprised.
Okay, listen. I complete. If anything, Buffalo knows how bad Trubisky sucks.
On it.
If anything, Buffalo knows how bad they suck. You do not put Trubisky out there. Kenny Pickett, showed heart. The energy that was in the stadium on TV.
Yeah, his
all
first
over.
game, that novelty will wear off.
The energy came in. He had him up 20-10. If he played the first half, we probably win that game. But the fact that they didn't score at all the first half, lost at that game. Listen, and the interceptions, Jim's boy, the guy that you talked about, Chase Claypool, is 6'5", but he plays like he's 5'5". He doesn't fight for these battles. We have even pictures of him. He needs to watch some Calvin Johnson. Calvin Johnson would attack the ball at the highest point. Chase Claypool does not play big. He plays small. Look at this. Look where Calvin Johnson's getting the ball. This guy's 5'9". His hand is higher than Chase Claypool because he's jumping too early, just like he jumped too early for the Hail Mary at the end of the game. He has to play better, Jim. Take your L, Jim. Don't change the subject.
Hey, Sean.
Don't change the subject.
I just put a bet in at the casino that Pickett will break Bradshaw's rookie record of 24 interceptions.
Yeah.
He's well on his way. You
Listen,
can make all the excuses you want.
Listen,
3 interceptions in a quarter.
How many did Peyton Manning have his first year? 26.
But
Rookie
you can't put him in
quarterback.
the same.
Rookie quarterbacks throw interceptions, Jim.
If Pickett plays like Baker Mayfield, that's okay. He's great. Baker Mayfield does. They want to kill him.
And listen, he was 10 out of 13. Those 3 were interceptions, but they were tipped passes. Chase Claypool should have had that deep ball.
You sound like the white media.
I'm sounding like smart media. I'm perfect media. I'm new media. And then the second interception, it bounced off of Freiermuth's hands and went to the defender. These guys got to start catching the ball. Deontay Johnson, Trubisky's first interception, Butterfingers dropped another one. That's the problem.
You done disrespected the black journalist lady on the show.
She disrespected herself.
Now you're disrespecting this, and you're going for Kenny Pickett. You're gonna get into the press box. You're on your way. You're on your way.
I'm not you. You love hating on brothers. Hey, Sean, what else you got for us? Sean, you still there? No, it look like your foolishness ran him off the phone. Hey, he frees up a line, 412-231-2288. Give us a call. A lot of stuff to get to. But let's look at this. Now, we said the first 4 games, I got to admit I was wrong. I thought they'd be 2-2 at the worst or 3-1.
Wow, you was
They're 1-3. You were what did you have? You had a 2-2.
I said with Mason Rudolph, they'd be 4-0.
Here you go with this play. What? Claudia, what did you have them after 4 games as we look at these next 4 games?
I had 2-2.
Okay, so we're both off. Now they got a tough 4-game stretch. Buffalo, Tampa Bay, at Miami, and at Philadelphia. We don't know what's going to happen with that, but Buffalo seems like it's going to be a tough game. Jim thinks they're the best team in football. I think it might be Philadelphia. I like the way Philadelphia has been played. They've built from the lines. Jalen Hurts looks great back there, and they're undefeated, and they're winning. They're playing with a lot of confidence. So I could see that being another possibly 1-3, 2-2 stretch.
Or 4.
Anything's possible because we don't know. Hopefully we get T.J. Watt back, but I'm really disappointed in the defense. No, he makes a big difference.
But is he going to be 100%? Is he going to play a little bit?
Listen, a 50% T.J. Watt is better than what we have now. He probably won't be 100%, but a 50%, he's greatly needed. Our linebackers, Devin Bush is.
He was right.
You're right. You were right. That knee, the knee injury destroyed his career. His confidence is gone, and linemen are getting on him. Miles Jack, the leading tackler, I think he's done some good things.
But the guy they got from Denver.
Malik Scott.
Yeah.
Malik Reed.
He's not doing too much.
He's not doing too. I thought he got some pressure, but he's not getting any holding calls, and he hasn't done that.
Playing good.
Who's the African?
99.
Oh, yeah, Larry. Yeah, Larry Ogunumbi or whatever. But, hey, number to call, 412-231-2288. Let's talk about Kenny Pickett. We do have some footage of him. What is your honest opinion of him? We know what Claudio thinks. You didn't like him at Pitt, so I didn't expect you to change. But this showed a lot. When he threw this pass, stayed in the pocket, took this big hit, because the offensive line let a guy go right through the middle and let it. But he hit the tight end Freiermuth right in the chest. He showed me a lot. He gets up talking trash. He got a lot of Joe Montana, a lot of swag with him in there.
No, please.
Very confident.
Please.
Jim, what are your thoughts? Because we know Claudio's a hater of anything.
He wears number 8, right? That's not an opinion. It's a fact. I'm showing you facts. I'm telling you facts. Does he have a big arm?
His arm's strong enough. Joe Montana didn't have a big arm either.
Better than Pickett.
Anyway, Smoking Jim, your thoughts on Kenny Pickett?
I think if he can equal Bubby Brister or Scott Campbell, I think we got something.
If they say Kirk Cousins, if he's Kirk Cousins, then congratulations. That was a good pick.
What is Kirk Cousins?
Look at his numbers.
His numbers, what has he done? He's a losing quarterback. Only thing his pocketbook is winning all the time. But if you want him to win,
some people said he might be MVP this year. Mark Madden said that. He might be
Cousins? How? How is he going to get MVP?
Stephen A. said it at the beginning of the year.
If Pickett
and all those guys are wrong,
then great pick. You did a hell of a job.
That means we're never winning in the playoffs. If he's Kirk Cousins, we need better than that.
Did you not like what I said? Did you understand? I knew you understood. Do you agree with what I said about the gunslinger, with the riverboat gambler mentality? But he doesn't have the arm to do that.
Timing. He has great time, and he throws receivers open. I like that about him. He doesn't have the Dan Marino arm, which you always talk about, but nobody does.
But in order to play that style, he has to have a rifle.
No, you got to be able to read defenses. He can do that. He can do that. And every pass
that he threw, that after one half of a game.
Did you watch more? You watch more of his college games
against the ACC. It's one thing if
all those passes, did they hit the receivers in the arms?
Sean
he didn't have first strings.
Look who he fought. Evander Holyfield, look who he fought.
Claudio, you're going to be wrong on this one, just like Smoking Jim was wrong about Claypool and Baker Mayfield. We're going to get to Baker Mayfield in a minute.
I will be.
Caller, say your name where you're calling from, please.
What's up, guys? This is Big E.
What's up, Big E?
Hey, Big E.
Kenny Pickett, #1 fan.
My man.
There you go. There you go.
I hope everybody in Pittsburgh appreciates that call I made to Tomlin during the half to get Pickett in, so everybody can thank me.
Was that you? Okay.
That was you? Okay, thanks, Big E.
He was talking to somebody.
We needed that.
You can credit me for that. But this next game up against Buffalo, I wanted to get your thoughts. It's at Buffalo. Does Kenny Pickett, can he pull out a win? Can he make it close, or is it going to be a blowout? Smoking Jim, what do you think?
I think he's going to end up in the Buffalo hospital.
Oh, come on, Jim.
I do. Man just commit suicide. You cannot put a rookie in that situation in his first start. That's Coach Tomlin made a mistake, but he knows nothing about quarterbacks. He knows nothing about quarterbacks.
Jim, this is the right call. Trubisky, the offense was losing confidence every play. You saw it.
And the play calling wasn't good.
The play calling wasn't good. But what I also saw, you saw Kenny Pickett make an audible for the first time this season.
I did see that.
And that
but Trubisky wasn't allowed to, they said.
Yeah, well, listen, if you're the quarterback and you have the ball, you see the play's not going to work, you take it on yourself to call that audible. You think they told Kenny Pickett to call that audible? No. He said, I'm the quarterback. I don't like what I'm seeing. I'm going to make the audible. So just that right there is what we need. I think he has the confidence. I think the players have the confidence.
He was up 20-10 in the fourth quarter and got beat. He was up 20-10 and got beat.
His defense got beat.
No.
Listen,
against the Jets.
Listen, he had them up 20-10.
Team in the league.
He had them up 20-10.
The worst team in the league.
No, they're not. There's winless teams. There's other teams.
Now they're not winless.
Hey, Big E. What do you think about Tom Brady's divorce?
Why do you care about his divorce, Jim?
It's no.
You trying to get his
he always does that.
TMZ smoking.
When I was watching,
look at Tom. Look at Antonio Brown rubbing his hands because of his divorce.
Now I'm telling you, they were celebrating because they knew he wasn't going to bring his A game on that Sunday Night Football. And I mean, Mahomes just They just destroyed him. I mean, Brady, his head's just not in the game. It's somewhere else. Honestly, I think he just needs to retire now and just be done with it and maybe try to rebuild what he can or do something. He's got to prove that, there's more to life than football is what he has to do. And if he's not willing to do that, then we all know where that's going to go.
Man. AB is steady trolling. There he is. Did you see what AB posted? He put it Gazelle.
Did he post that?
He posted that. Yeah. I didn't make that up. AB did that.
You didn't know where I was coming from.
Yeah, Antonio Brown is definitely trolling
nice.
Tom
That's
Brady.
real nice of him.
The man's going through a divorce.
He brought him into
He brought him into the Patriots and also the Bucks.
Tampa Bay, right? And his own house.
And his house. That was a bad.
And what did the Italians say?
Jim,
Hey,
you said don't bring him in there with Giselle. 2 years later, he gets a divorce.
The Italians have a saying: if you have room in your house, bring thorns, not people. And Brady should listen.
Jim, you said don't bring AB into his house. You said he was going to cause problems. And that's what he did, divorce.
Brady's done, and like I said, I think he just needs to just get his life together. Honestly, he needs to get his house together, get his life together.
Oh, that house is gone. She took the kids. I think that ship has sailed when he chose to play football again.
Well, he got one illegitimate kid he don't see, and now these
come
other
on,
two
Jim.
ain't gonna want to see him. And I mean, it's just. But he got 7 rings.
He got 7 rings. I saw a meme. Who's the only people that took a ring from him? Eli Manning, Nick Foles, and Giselle.
Well, he may be able to get. He may be able to get support. He may be able to get marital because she was making the most money. She was making $125
here you go with this pocket watching, Jim. Throw it in that pocket watching
and
stuff.
the girlfriends and the wives and the lips and all that.
He could sue her for spousal
She got all the. She has the kids, Jim.
Anyway,
back to football and all this Smokopedia nonsense that Smoking Jim loves so much. So you think Tampa Bay's done?
Here, we got Cincinnati coming back. We got Baltimore losing. And you got Cleveland just doing Cleveland. I mean, the Steelers even have a chance anymore in the AFC North. I mean, it's going to be these weeks that are going to determine it,
Yeah, I think this is a tough 4 weeks here. It gets a little easier after that, but these 4 weeks, if they could come out 2-2 somehow.
Do the other teams in the division have a tough run like that?
I don't think they have these 4 teams in particular like that in succession. These are 4 of the top teams.
Here's the question I got for Smoking Jim.
Yes, sir.
Steelers do good against good teams. Steelers do bad against bad teams. It's been proven a fact. So I like the chances in Buffalo. Don't even need the spread. Let's go Steelers right there.
Good point. That is true.
So,
and they beat Buffalo last year when
But
nobody
they had
thought
the
they
horses
would.
to do it, though.
Well, you had a Hall of Fame quarterback. You don't have that anymore.
Right, exactly.
And Coach Tomlin has no idea what a quarterback will look like.
Jim.
He hasn't developed a quarterback in 16 years.
Oh, hey, maybe Tomlin will just sit on the sidelines and just look into space like he always does and let Pickett do his thing.
But we'll see. A Big E, definitely appreciate your call,
Thank you,
man.
Big E.
Too bad that your boy Tom Brady's going through it. But hopefully he'll come out on the top end, man. I know you got a lot of tears, but now you got another guy, Kenny Pickett, to cheer for.
Let's go Steelers, and I'll see y'all guys later.
Hey,
all right,
Big E.
Bye-bye.
All right, let's stay on the phone lines. Caller, say your name where you're calling from.
This is LD from East Liberty.
LD!
What's
happening?
on, LD?
First of all, does Gateway play Penn Trafford this Friday?
Yes, sir.
Another L. Another L for Gateway.
Gateway will go down. You can bet on it.
Another L for Gateway.
I think Penn Trafford, they won the state championship last year, didn't they?
Yeah, they did.
When's the last time Gateway won a state championship?
They've had some.
When? Not in this century.
They've had some.
When, Jim?
That was
They've never won a
Terry
state. They
Smith.
won a whippeal.
Yeah, they won state.
When? Not in the last 20 years.
They won state.
He
But
never
you don't know
answers
when.
any questions.
When? I'm just asking when, Mr. Gateway. No question.
Dead air.
Yeah, I don't believe they won any time in recent memory. That's for
They
sure.
was third in the nation one year.
They didn't win the state, Jim.
You're third in the nation.
But they didn't
You
win the state. I'm asking,
They won
when was
state.
this, Jim? I'm just asking you a date.
The 1 year was 86.
Not your imagination.
86, they won state.
86.
They was third in the
most
nation.
Of the,
USA
most of the
Today.
people watching the show
Ahead
weren't
of
even
Emmitt
born in
Smith.
86.
Ahead of Emmitt Smith's team.
All right, LD, what else you got for us? Because Jim is making up stuff here.
I think Pickett will be okay. While he doesn't have the strongest arm, Joe Montana didn't have the strongest arm either.
True.
But Joe Montana, boy, was he Joe Montana could have went. He could have went to the NBA. He could have went to professional baseball or football. He was an all-American.
He was a great athlete. Yeah, he's one of a kind.
Just because Kenny Pickett picked a pretty girl. He got a good taste in girls.
Oh, it always comes back to that, huh, Jim?
I mean, I don't
Montana
know.
didn't do bad either, and he's still with her.
Right.
Is he? Yep. How'd that happen?
He's not Tom Brady. He's better at
Yeah,
that,
Pickett
too.
reminds me of Montana because he seems kind of cool on the field. He doesn't get excited.
That's true. Very
I
relaxed.
didn't see Montana going 4 years and being underachiever and having one good year.
Against younger kids.
Montana was great every time he stepped on the
He
field.
also was, where school was he at? Notre Dame. So he was playing with a lot better talent than Kenny Pickett was. So come on, Jim. Give him some credit, man. You guys are too hard on Kenny.
I'm just saying.
He was an old senior playing against 18, 19-year-old kids.
He never lost to Youngstown State.
When's the last time we had a quarterback up for the Heisman? It's been years.
Western Michigan.
I'm talking about Pitt.
Oh, okay.
Listen,
I'm just
he's
saying
first
they
time
lost.
in the history we won
Again,
the ACC.
LD, let me ask you
stop
this.
all that.
All the fans,
I said he
everybody's
had
going
one good
crazy.
year.
Again, would they have liked Pickett if he went to USC, Nebraska, or Wheeling Jesuit?
You just want to slam the man.
He went to Pitt, everybody's going crazy. I mean, again, he's a nice quarterback, but I don't think he's going to be the franchise quarterback, in my opinion. And LD, I do want your opinion whenever I said at the beginning of the show about the gunslinger, I keep forgetting that, riverboat gambler mentality. Those guys had Kenny Stabler, those boys like that. I don't think he has the arm for that game. And that's why I think he's going to throw a lot of interceptions.
Yeah, one thing I like, he has mobility also.
Oh, yeah.
And he can run. He can pass as he's on the run pretty well.
Yeah, he
and
throws on
someone
the
said
run.
he shouldn't start because he's a rookie. But remember how long he stayed in college. He was in college, I believe, 5 or 6 years.
Right.
And now
so he's up your regular rookie.
Exactly.
Good point.
Exactly.
Thank you. Great points, LD.
LD, can I ask you a question?
Sure.
Now, coming out of preseason, I would have started Kenny Pickett just so that Trubisky couldn't be team captain, which was a disaster now, and he's going out for the coin toss. But would you, would you wait till after this week? Why start him in Buffalo? You're going to shatter his confidence, I believe. That's a loud stadium. That's a great team. This team is still a makeshift team. I would have waited.
Makeshift team.
I would have went with Trubisky in
For
Buffalo.
what?
Because he played at Buffalo last year.
And what?
And he's a veteran quarterback.
And he has not played like a veteran.
I wouldn't be surprised if Kenny got
the
hurt.
man was not making audibles.
I got Kenny, already got him a get well quick card.
Oh, my
if you want to
gosh.
sign it in advance.
Go ahead, LD. Answer the question. What are your thoughts about that?
Hey, well, Trubisky, he's not very accurate,
No.
and he won't run when he should run.
Exactly.
Yeah, he's not good. He's not very good.
I just think that they have as good a chance winning with Pickett as they would with the veteran quarterback.
LD, I said they should have got.
Veteran quarterback had lost his confidence, in my opinion.
Yeah, you could see even at the beginning of the game, he didn't look confident. Before their first play.
Right.
Or Coach Tomlin screwed
LD,
us up.
I said they should have got Mariota,
Jacoby
Brissett. I like him a lot.
Teddy Bridgewater.
Well, I didn't say Bridgewater, but
Bridgewater
and
would be better
then
than
get one of
Trubisky.
those two. Then you could have gone elsewhere in the draft. Was my whole thing.
Do we all agree that Coach Tomlin screwed up the whole quarterback
And I like your
situation?
draft pick, Malik
Willis.
Willis.
Yeah,
Well, he's not starting over Tannehill.
Well,
You know,
he will. He wouldn't have started.
we'll see. He hasn't started.
Yeah,
so the first rookie quarterback starting a game is Kenny Pickett, which is what it should be.
Yeah, when you're 1-3, you should try something. Yeah.
Listen,
You should try
guys.
something.
And Tannehill's better than Trubisky.
LD, I give you credit. I definitely think Kenny Pickett is the right move for Buffalo. You know, unlike Jim, I'm not sold on Buffalo as being this great,
like a white
unstoppable
medium.
team. I'm just saying they're not what they talk.
The
They should have lost last
The
week.
man had a 20-10 lead in the fourth quarter.
And he doesn't play defense. And he doesn't play defense.
My
And
goodness.
again, if you think about it, they shouldn't have been passing. They should have been
No.
running the clock out.
Right.
Why not run the ball?
Harris had
Run the
70-some
ball.
yards. Warren's a nice
Warren,
back.
Listen, they should have run the ball. Again, I blame Canada for calling those passing plays.
gonna
You got to
MC the
run.
Dapper
You got to
Dan back
run.
with this
You
shit.
had that. You had to run the ball.
Good
Again,
point,
that was
Luther.
a failure by the offensive coordinator. Canada did not put them in a winning situation. You had
That's
the
Coach
lead.
Tomlin.
You had the lead with 3 minutes left.
You
Run
seen-
the ball.
You seen last year Canada couldn't do it. He was a bum last year. Coach Tomlin brought him back.
Okay. And listen.
What do you guys think about Harris?
I like him a lot.
I
think
like
he's
the other
big
running
time.
back.
Oh yeah, both of them are good.
I like the other running back.
Now this last game, he seemed to hit the hole a little bit quicker. I like that. But again, you put Jim Brown, OJ, whoever. If it's not a great offensive line that creates holes, Gale Sayers used to say, "What? Give me 18 inches, I'll run the daylight." Harris, they're giving him 6 inches.
Look, listen, here my thoughts on Najee Harris. At Alabama, he was used to running through holes you could drive a truck through. This offensive line is not that. I still think he can be big time. I still think he can be a solid running back. But one thing I do notice, when they put Jalen Warren in and he gets 10 yards, Najee hits that hole a whole lot quicker
Competition.
and a whole lot harder.
That's right.
So I think Warren's pushing him, and Najee's going to get better. The running game is going to improve. I see that.
Well, yeah, thanks to Jalen Warren. Hey, LD, I can say this. If I was the offensive coordinator, I don't think since Le'Veon Bell I've seen a better receiving back. Nobody can watch Najee Harris out of the backfield. He could be your Larry Centers. He could be your Chuck
McCutcheon.
Foreman, your Lawrence McCutcheon. He's just unbelievable. A receiver out of the backfield. Do what works. Nobody can cover that guy. And when he gets some space, he'll hurdle you. He'll stiff arm you. He'll do it.
And maybe LD, they knew that they weren't going to pass, or they weren't a threat to pass, so they could pin their ears and go against
that line
Harris.
is stacked. Everybody's
That's
close.
why I said they should have gotten a good free agent quarterback, Mariota or Jacoby Brissett, then concentrate more on the offensive line, because the offensive line is so important.
Claudio, a lot of those offensive linemen are struggling. If you look at the ratings, those rookie offensive linemen are struggling right now. You know, just like quarterbacks, they have a time to process. You get a franchise quarterback, you take them.
I took heat at the beginning of the year, LD, when I said the Steelers had no business making Trubisky or Najee Harris captain. And it's proven to be right.
What is that, Jim? It's a captain.
He wasn't captain at Alabama. Why is he captain in his second year here?
Because they see his work ethic here, Jim. You know, that's all. It's all political. It's all who they vote for. The players see who's working the hardest.
Coach Tomlin counts it, just like Coach Cowher used to tell me, I count the vote. So, in essence,
Listen,
I make whoever I want
Najee's
to
one of
make
the
captain.
hardest working guys. He
Yeah,
presents
yeah,
leadership.
yeah,
and
that
Trubisky,
don't
while
make
he's not a
captain.
great quarterback, he was showing leadership over the summer, bringing guys down to the house, having them do throwing counts and all that.
Death Valley.
Gosh. Only you, Jim. Hey, LD, real quick, I wanted to get your thoughts on Brett Favre and some of these other situations. What were your thoughts about Brett Favre and the welfare queen and all the money he's stolen?
Hey, he shouldn't have taken the money. That's all I can say.
Yeah.
He shouldn't have taken the money.
Awful.
$8 million.
He didn't know.
He knew exactly what he was
He didn't
doing.
know.
He knew exactly. If you
All
look at
that
the
he did for
text,
Mississippi.
if you look at his text messages, he knew exactly what he was doing.
And he even asked for more money. He asked for more
He
money.
went back for more.
All that Brett Favre and his dad and his granddads and
All
his
those-
uncles done for Mississippi.
Look at it. There you go, Jim. Brett, I see that food stuff. That's pretty good. Listen, listen. The old media has been covering up for this guy for so long.
Mississippi's burning.
Listen, he's been a scumbag for a while.
Come on,
you know,
Lou.
listen.
He
You
did
don't
different
remember
things.
all the pictures, the naked
The,
pictures he was
reporter.
sending to reporters and other female staff
What
at
are
the New
you
York
supposed
Jets?
to send to a female?
Oh God. They've been covering up for this guy. He should be in jail for what he did, but he's not
Antonio
going.
Brown was in Saudi Arabia in a public pool, butt naked.
I saw them smiling. Everybody
Yeah,
everybody was naked in that pool.
He's proud of what he got.
Everybody was naked in that pool. I didn't see any complaints. That's your type of pool, Jim.
But you know, it's like a lot of these athletes, they think they can get away with it. And it doesn't look like he's going to get away with it. That was wrong to do that.
I don't think he did anything wrong. I don't think he knew about it. He didn't know about it.
He's the one who initiated it.
The
I don't know.
government's been handing out money. He gave the money to Southern Mississippi for
I don't know how.
volleyball,
I don't know the whole
No,
for the volleyball
listen,
facilities where his daughter was playing.
Listen, all these guys, Ted DiBiase, all these
Yeah.
guys have gotten all this
The
money
wrestler?
illegally. Yes, he's
$1
caught up in
million man.
this crap too.
Yeah.
So
Just one thing before I go. Supposedly Buffalo has a few injuries in their defensive backfield.
let's hope Kenny Pickett can exploit it as long as he throws to Deontay Johnson and Pickens and stays away from Chase Claypool. Claypool, listen, we're talking about drops. Claypool has had at least 4 drops. Fryer
They
move,
got a
yes.
lot of weapons,
Tight
LD.
end, tight
They
end.
got a lot of weapons. Use them. Canada should be gone.
It's okay to give the white man a little credit.
I'm high on the Penn State guy.
Okay.
Hey, LD, any last thoughts before we get to this next caller? Looks like we lost this one. You ran him off with your foolishness. Caller, say your name, where you're calling from.
It is the star of the White Hat Tour.
Oh, is this Lee? What's going on, Lee? We got to do a documentary on your refereeing, man. You're doing your thing, man. Congratulations on the White Hat.
Shout out to Johnny Greer, first black official and referee in the NFL. The 18th letter, the R.
Who'd you threaten to get that job?
Now, gotta give you your proper credit. Two-time tough man champion.
Should have been 3.
Undefeated
Should have been 3,
as a
but they took
heavyweight.
the year off. They didn't want him to win. He would have won
you're right.
3 in a row.
Wow.
All natural.
Yeah.
That's all natural.
I got that on VHS.
Yeah, it is. So Lee, real quick, man, before we get into some of the Steelers, what has the experience been like, man? How many times you get cussed out? How many times you had to leave? But what's it like refereeing as a white hat?
Sponsored by Kango, as always. You got to be prepared. You got to get your feet wet, through the years, prepared. But one thing about the white hat, it's a lot of reading the rules, understanding the rules. And one thing about football, the rules can be complex, and y'all see that in the NFL. So it comes with the territory, training and knowing how to handle coaches, film study. It's a lot of preparation, same way, not how Matt Canada prepares, but how, Bill Belichick prepares, you know what I mean? So it comes with the territory. It's just for referees to manage and know how to approach and address a coach with any issue.
Hey, Lee, have you ever did any of the LeGarrette Blount's games?
Oh, gosh.
Something like that.
He's still hitting people.
He's still hitting people, even in the midget game, from the college level to the midget game. What's next? Electric football?
Oh, man. Did it in college, destroyed Le'Veon Bell's career in Pittsburgh, smoking blunts with him on the way to the airport. Now he's coaching his son's game, and he's still throwing punches at a youth game.
He still look like he's in shape, though.
He does.
I
don't
do
want to
want to touch on something real quick because I'll be busy with this football season. One thing I've been saying this, and you know how I feel, and I'm anti-Steeler because they fired Todd Haley, not Keith Butler. But again, they're going to be close to Niagara Falls Sunday on the New York side or the Canadian side. Drop Matt Canada off and take his playbook with him.
Oh, God.
Because
That was good,
right here,
That was good.
I mean,
Isn't offensive coordinator the worst? Everybody hates the offensive coordinator.
He's the worst. And Tom, look at the jobs he had, and now everybody's seeing it. I believe the Steelers have the talent. I believe if you put a guy there like Jim Caldwell or someone else, they could, just like even bring Todd Haley back. The guy had, creativity with the offense. They had rhythm, and they were productive. this Matt Canada game thing is just like, he's playing virtual video games.
And you said the right word, rhythm. They don't have a rhythm. It's choppy.
We don't know what they're
Everything's
doing.
choppy.
We don't see what they're trying to do, what they're trying to exploit.
Nope.
I don't like it at all. It's been horrible the whole year. But maybe things will change. Kenny Pickett gets the whole week to prepare. We'll see.
You know
Hopefully
what,
it
Billy?
changes.
I don't blame Canada. I blame the people who hired him. I see a lot of bad coaches.
Right.
I don't blame the
Right.
coaches. I blame the people who, when they sat him down and interviewed him and looked at his background and heard what he had to say, oh yeah, we want you. So why?
See, I
He
believe
might
that
be a good sell. All those jobs he's
You got to
had.
look through it.
I believe that Coach Tomlin wanted Caldwell, but I believe that Art Rooney Jr., Art Rooney II, hired Canada. I think that Art Rooney II made them draft Kenny Pickett as well. So he's sticking his nose in a little bit too much.
Owners should own,
Oh.
GMs should GM, coaches should coach.
Yeah.
Oh, gosh. Now you're
Well, Tomlin's the one that mentioned to the media that he fell in love with Canada. And now let me ask you this question. How many years have Kenny Pickett played under Matt Canada at Pitt?
Just his
I
freshman
think just
year.
1 year.
Just
Just
his
1 year.
freshman year as a backup,
Well, he started a few games towards the end.
but he was the backup.
Yeah, he was a backup at the beginning, but he
Yeah,
finished it.
he filled in when somebody got hurt, like he's going to get hurt against Buffalo.
Oh, Jim, why are you putting that
I'm
out
just
there,
saying.
Jim?
I'm just saying. I got to.
Well, how many quarterbacks Buffalo put out this year? Zero.
Here come one.
Zero.
Here come one.
Zero. No evidence to say that. You got a lot of money on Buffalo. That's what it is.
Yes, I do. I'm riding out.
Well, I wanted to call in and give support. From the words of Smoking Jim Frazier, I wanted to give support to, the top media in the city of Pittsburgh, not the fan, not that station. That's why I wanted to call in and show y'all some support. We're going to get together and I'm coming back on the show so we could talk about the Whitehead tour.
Hey, we're waiting on it. Hey, real quick, hey, Lee, what's the best team that you refereed
Gateway.
so far? I mean, just
Gateway.
as far as
You heard him.
he ain't say nothing. Nobody said Gateway.
You know what? To me, a game is a game, and I just, go out there to officiate the game and, enjoy that moment with the guys. The best team, I don't know. We're the best team on the field. So that's all I
Man,
can
now you sound like Jim.
What?
There was no team that was well coached. You didn't have to call. They didn't really get a lot of penalties, and they just looked like they were, the best team that you coached. I mean, there's not.
He's doing his job. He's not worried about the best team.
No, but I'm saying you can see, man, this team didn't have any penalties. The coach wasn't,
But I tell
flipping
you
out.
what,
Can
I
you
tell you
answer the
what-
question, Jim?
Now, I'm just going to say this.
It's
Only
not
if you get
Gateway.
a chance this year, this Aliquippa team may be one of the best ever seen. Of course, they recruited all over the Beaver Valley.
Oh,
to get
here
it.
you go.
And this Westinghouse team is special. So
Yeah.
if you get a chance,
Have
to
you
do a
done
couple of
Westinghouse
those
yet?
No, I haven't done the house yet, but I had Aliquippa 2 seasons ago. But
okay.
the tour's still continuing, so we'll know what's going to happen in the next couple of weeks. Maybe so I could get one of those teams.
Is everything okay in Mohawk?
Mohawk.
Are they playing 9-man football or 6-man football?
Hey, Lee. Hey, Lee, I always appreciate the call, man. Any final thoughts, man?
There's some fights coming up this week. Shields is coming up. Clarissa Shields is coming up. I don't know if y'all touched on the boxing because y'all always leave me out of those shows.
Always welcome on, Lee. You know that.
So you think Clarissa
other
Shields
than
could beat
that-
Savannah Marshall?
You know what? I think she can knock her out, and I think that
She only
Alicia,
got 2 knockouts, Lee. You think that she's going to get a
Stoppage.
third?
It'll be a late stoppage.
and then the other girl, Alicia, whatever her name
Alicia
is.
Baumgartner
Baumgartner.
against
I
Michaela
think-
Meyer.
Right.
I think she's going to get stopped.
Who?
Oh,
Alicia.
not
Wait,
my
Alicia's
baby,
gonna
not
get
my
stopped?
baby.
I think she's going. That girl she's fighting throws some nice, powerful
Yeah,
combinations.
but she's not a knockout artist.
Hey,
I
Lee-
think she could win
Lee-
on. I
Lee
think
be
Michaela.
hitting
Ma-
at the casino, son. You
I
better
think
listen.
I think Michaela Meyer can get her on points, but I don't see her knocking out Baumgartner. Though.
No.
As long as she come back
She
to
can
me.
hit. Baumgartner
Yeah,
can hit.
Baumgartner could hit.
I think this will be a late round stoppage with Shields, Lee.
Okay.
That she wins.
Okay.
Let's hope, because
Yeah.
I don't want to put it in the hands of the judges over in the UK after
Well,
the
we said
Queen just died. No telling what these judges will do.
Well, we did say that about
You're not-
Kambosos and Haney. Of
You're
course,
right.
that was a
Yeah,
dominant.
that's how she has to dominate
Yeah.
Savannah Marshall.
How can Shields get some of that Flint water to Savannah Marshall?
Oh gosh.
That'll be a strong victory.
Jill, here you go. But you bring up a point. She better check her water and she better check the gloves because Savannah Marshall has a Fury in her corner. And we know the Furies are known for poisoning water and
Pulling
hand
out.
wrap and pulling out. Hey, Lee, last question as far as boxing. Earl Spence, Terrence Crawford. Who do you
Was that him
favor and do
down
you think will get that
Acrisure
fight?
Stadium out on the escalator?
I didn't,
I just got
hold on,
that.
I didn't hear what you said.
You ain't right, Lee. You ain't right.
Hey, Lee, what did you say?
He ain't right. You ain't right, Lee. I wasn't ready for that one.
What did he say?
He said he's on the escalator.
No, Acrisure.
Hey, Lee, on that note, we got another caller, man.
All right, man, I'll catch up with y'all later.
All right, Lee.
All right, Lee.
Thanks for the call. You guys are terrible.
Oh, man.
Anyway, let's jump to the phone lines. Caller, say your name where you're calling from.
Gentlemen, it's Kelly Russell.
Kelly! What's happening, Kelly?
What's going on?
All right,
So
what's
y'all
up,
ain't gonna
Kelly?
believe this. I completely forgot about the show.
Oh, man, come on, Kel. That means you need to start coming on. We need you back on here one of these days.
It would be nice, but the reason I completely forgot about it because I was late at work.
Oh. Yeah, you got to
Go
let
Michigan.
Hey,
Oh,
Jim finds time to leave work. You can find time.
Right.
First of all, Jim, don't insult me by saying go Michigan.
Okay.
Hey, they look
But
pretty good.
anyway, so what is y'all take been on? What did y'all talk about in regards to the Steelers?
Well, I mean, one, we're talking about Kenny Pickett. What did you think about the performance, and what do you think about him going forward, Kelly?
Well, I didn't like the picks, but here's my thing. Unfortunately, two of his wide receivers can't catch the ball.
True.
So, once again, I go back to Tomlin and Colbert with poor drafting.
Good point.
So, it is what it is. You just got to improvise. Don't force it. He did say on the second one, the tight end, Freiermuth, he was trying to throw that away. But, just don't do too much extra, Kenny.
Yeah, he didn't know that Freiermuth could jump, That movie, White Man Can't Jump, was a lie. Freiermuth went up for it. Too bad it just bounced off his hands.
Well, I think he didn't realize he had a 20-10 lead in the fourth quarter that he blew.
It should have been. Listen, it should have been 3. They should have ran the clock out. No need to pass.
Hey, Kelly, we were talking about how quickly Kenny Pickett may break Bradshaw's rookie record of 24 interceptions. That's what we're talking about.
Only you said that mess.
Yeah.
Listen, rookie quarterbacks throw a lot of interceptions. I mean, if you go through the history.
Yeah,
Big Ben, his first game, he had 2 interceptions.
Russell Wilson did.
He's one of the few that didn't. He's throwing a lot of interceptions now, though. But Peyton Manning had 26 interceptions. There's a lot of guys that struggle because it's a different system. The game's a lot faster, so I expect them to have some turnovers, but I expect them to make some great plays as well.
Hey, Kelly, I want to ask all three of you guys something. For me, I didn't think that the defense was very intense. They didn't play with any intensity.
No heart.
During the exhibition season, when Brian Flores was on the sidelines, he looked a little bit upset. He got in people's face, and then all of a sudden they ship him up to the press box. I think he should be down on the field. A coach can only do so much, but I think he'd be better on the sidelines. Kelly, Luther, and Jim, do you think it would make a little bit of a difference?
No,
Not
I
at all?
don't. Terrell Austin is on the sidelines. I like Brian Flores coming in. Listen, the first game, I thought they were energized and really flying around. I don't think that has much to do with it.
It couldn't hurt.
They have to make the tackles. I mean, they're in position to make tackles, even on the last
But
touchdown
isn't that part of
run.
intensity, Luther? Isn't that part of intensity?
He needs to be on the side.
He needs to be on the sidelines.
Is he going to make a tackle? Can he get out there
No, but
and
he
stop
would
a
get in
guy
their
from
face, Luther. You got to. There's the lack of intensity. Kelly, go ahead.
The best thing Miami Dolphins ever did was fire him. I mean, that team looks totally different without Flores.
Well, I like him. I think.
I bet he wouldn't have brought Tua back in. He would have let Tua stay on the sideline.
Kelly, what do you think about Flores being on the sidelines and you know, he's going to be intense, which in turn I think the players would feed off of him.
Well, if he's too intense in this new society of soft people that we have these days, maybe they just can't handle his intensity and being in their face.
True.
Maybe that's the first problem.
I agree with you there. I agree with you there. He's right.
Although I would also be concerned that we have this $100 million defense and you lose one player and you fall completely to crap.
Another good point.
Kelly.
You know what, Kelly? They said today, if you have when T.J. Watt's down, now you have the 11th highest paid defense. But still, 11 against the Jets, you let those guys do what they did? I'm with you. You have all these guys you're paying big money to. One guy goes down, and that's it.
Yeah, the highest.
If Joe Green went down, they still
the
have a nice
highest
defense.
paid outside linebacker in the game, in the history of the game.
If Lambert goes down, the other guys pick it up.
And how many Hall of Famers was on that D? There's a difference. How many Hall of Famers are on this D
they
right
should
now?
be paying him
How many
so
Hall
much?
of Famers are on this D, Claudio?
One, Cam.
Okay, and T.J. Watt. And
Bush.
And possibly Bush. Hey, Kelly, so what do you think about this next stretch? Buffalo, Tampa, Miami, Philly.
0-4.
0-4?
Close games or blowouts?
No. Well, here's the thing. I'll go to Philly. I remember a stat. The Steelers haven't won in Philly since like the 1930s. Wow. It was a ridiculous stat. Wow. And I looked at it and continue. Look for it to continue. Now, the interesting game might be Tampa because of what's going on, unfortunately, in Brady's personal life.
That divorce, and he,
Or he could turn it up. It depends on the individual.
Or he could start acting his age.
It could spur him on.
Stuff. His age, the divorce, there's a lot of stuff going on with him.
You don't know when you're going to hit the wall.
But here's the one thing I will say. I think Kenny's going to play loose. You're going to be an underdog in the next 4 games. You ain't got – it's okay. You're an underdog. You're a rookie. You're on the road. It's like, well, what the hell? Let's go play ball.
Yeah, but one good hit will change that.
Surprise people.
One good hit will change that.
He's not Mason Rudolph. You know, that one good hit from Earl Thomas changed his whole career.
Who was the other guy?
Earl Thomas.
No, another guy.
Hey,
perfect
Kelly.
hit. Antonio Brown.
Yeah.
Hey, Kelly.
Yep.
If the Steelers, which they're on their way to, get the first pick overall in the draft, do you draft another quarterback like Chuck Noll did in '69? He had Terry Hamready, a rookie that was very good, but in '70 with the first pick, he picked Terry Bradshaw. Wow. That's what I would do. This is a very good quarterback year.
This is.
No. How about some drafting some linemen? How about we build on the line?
If you have a pick that high, you can pull back because people would want to get those quarterbacks and stack up.
I want to pull quarterback. I want to finally get a quarterback.
If you got your franchise quarterback, you could trade back and get more picks. I believe we do have our franchise quarterback.
I don't think he's a franchise quarterback.
You've been hating on him since Pitt, Claudio.
I'm just telling you what I see. Kelly, real quick, I said that he has, again for the 10th time, the gunslinger, riverboat gambler mentality, but he doesn't have the gunslinger, riverboat gambler arm. He's going to throw a lot of interceptions.
Mentality is more important.
What's that?
Mentality is more important.
You can have
he has a strong enough
I can think I can beat Mike Tyson.
He got a degree from Pitt in 6 years. He got a 6-year degree.
You can have the mentality all you want.
Peyton Manning.
Peter McNeely thought he could beat Tyson.
Peter McNeely thought that's his mentor, Peyton Manning.
Peter McNeely thought he could beat Tyson. That didn't work out too well.
He didn't think that. He just knew how to sell. Hey, Kel, that's our time. Thanks for calling.
Thanks,
all
Kelly.
the callers for Smoking Jim.
Always a pleasure, fellas.
All
right. See you, Kel.
I'm Luther Dupree. Check out the website, SC Sports World, and we'll check you out next time. Peace.